Now, I could now come on cleverly to the leadership speculation, and you could block it, and we could have a completely pointless conversation.
It's all nonsense, I think.
So let me ask you something slightly different. Would it be catastrophic for our Brexit negotiations, for the Tory party now to have a leadership contest?
Yes. Yes.
So,
listen, let me be absolutely plain about this. Number one, I happen to think we've got a very good Prime Minister. I know she's coming under a lot of pressure at the moment, but I've seen her in action. I've seen a number of Prime Ministers in operation over the years. I go right back to Margaret Thatcher. And I think she's very good. She makes good decisions. She's bold. She takes her time. There's no essay crisis about this government. It's very, very, very clear that she's a good Prime Minister. That's point number one. Point number two is I want a stable backdrop to this Brexit negotiation. It's hard work, by the way.
So what's your message to those Tories who are already ruffling around in the rhododendrons, muttering about leadership challenges and groups and who's going to take on who?
Don't be so self-indulgent, is my message to those, in terms. Stop being so self-indulgent, get on with the day job, which is that people put us here to deliver, well, amongst other things, deliver a decent economy, to deliver a decent life for them, and of course to deliver Brexit in order to deliver all those things. So, you know, the more you do of that, the more self-indulgent nonsense you go in for, the more difficult you make it to do our proper job.
But the self-indulgence is coming from David Davis supporters too. You were at a meeting where there was one of the MPs there said, you should be our next Prime Minister, and there was either a great swell of applause or a scattering of applause, depending on who you read.
And I said afterwards, our job is to support the Prime Minister and make Brexit work, not anything else.
Well, that's admirably clear. Yeah. So you could say, like Boris Johnson, you're not going to stand against her until Brexit is done. Probably not ever.
Look, I'm not going to get into it. I said it's self-indulgent. Even, frankly, the fact that we spent 2 minutes on it is self-indulgent.
2 minutes.
It's still 2 minutes too long.
All right, let's go back. We haven't talked since the election in this way. Was it true that you advised Theresa May to call that election?
Yep.
Do you regret it?
I take my share of the blame for it, along with the other 20 members of the cabinet who also said it was a good idea.
But you particularly went in and said it. Do you regret it? Did you apologise to her?
No, I didn't apologise to her. I mean, I didn't.
You can now if you'd like to.
I didn't design the campaign, you know. So it's,
right.
You know, I thought we'd get a better result than we did.
What did you think of the campaign?
Well, it didn't work, did it? I mean, that's the simple truth about it. You judge a campaign not by what you think of it. Every campaign. You get critics along the way. Every campaign has a wobbly Wednesday, whatever it is. If it succeeds, it succeeds. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It didn't. And
this really matters to you, because you said during the campaign that if we come back with a great big majority, that strengthens my hand in the Brexit negotiations. The fact that you actually went backwards presumably has given you a weaker hand in the Brexit negotiations.
Well, it's given us a different hand. I mean, I would have liked to have had a 100 majority for other reasons, frankly, but it gives us a different hand. It's very interesting. During the campaign itself, Brussels was briefing, if there's a big majority, it means she can make more concessions. So I'm afraid what I said back to them when I last saw them was actually it's a very small or blank majority, so it's going to be a very narrow window we're going to aim for.